The closer you get, yeah, the further I fall. I'll be pushing them clock hands back in no time at all. Anyways, folks, welcome back to Visual Disturbance. It's a very serious, important broadcast today. We are just seconds away from the apocalypse, according to the peoples and the powers that be. But if you have literally a bunker, let me know where the coordinates are and the navigation skills to get there. But let me know if you have a bunker. Let me know if you got a generator. Let me know if you got a water reservoir. Let me know if you got anything for an essentials to be human, because it is crazy apocalyptic times, according to the account. But for everybody that hasn't never been here before, welcome to Visual Disturbance. I welcome all walks of life, and we're going to get into a serious topic, and we're going to be talking about how close we are to the apocalypse, to the midnight. I can't even talk right now. But anyways, welcome everybody to Visual Disturbance. We are the closest we've ever been, and we might fall very recently. Well, no, maybe futuristically. How about that? But anyways, folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome all walks of life. We're going to talk about this thing right here, the Doomsday Clock. 2026 scientists set new time. It is 85 seconds to midnight, folks. 85 seconds to midnight. Prepare your bunkers. Prepare your food pantries. Prepare your perishable foods that we don't have. But yeah, folks, somebody's got it out there. Somebody does. Let's just watch this video. Let me know what y'all think. It's like a minute long, give or take. It's pretty comical. Excuse me, it's pretty serious. So, Doomsday Clock on the dot. Check this out, folks.
It is now 85 seconds to midnight. This is the closest the world has ever been to midnight.
Let's just replay that, because the audio was really bad.
It is now 85 seconds to midnight. This is the closest the world has ever been to midnight.
Well, folks, it should have been 88 miles an hour. I would have gave anything if it was 88 miles an hour. It made my day. I know that they've already been there, done that, but we're at 85. Next year we'll be at 75, and probably God only knows what's going to happen past that point. But what's your all's take on that? It was very serious. It's very groundbreaking. The Doomsday Clock keeps pulling and pulling toward that midnight hour, folks. It's getting crazy. It's getting pure lunacy out there. The rhetoric that you hear, the scientific data that is being presented here. So, has anybody ever heard about what the Doomsday Clock is, what it represents, the 85 seconds, where are we at? Does anybody know? Does really, truly anybody know? I've talked about this in the past in some other broadcasts, but it's pretty crazy. It's out there. But the Doomsday Clock, okay? Doomsday Clock, when you think about this topic and you look at it, right, and you do a little research on it, the originality of this, the origin of this, y'all like how I'm wordplaying today. I'm actually having some fun here this afternoon. So basically what happened here back in the ancient days, a lot of people out there, if you're in the 40s plus, a lot of people out there think that we're in ancient times when the young folks out there call us old, but that's not, we're actually if you're 40 plus and you made it this far in this society, you know the old ways, you know the technological ways, so you got one up on the rest of the folks because you can survive. So when you get into Doomsday's Clock and all that, and the symbology of it, the representation created in it in 1947 by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist to warn the public about how close humanity is to self-destruction through its own technologies, okay? And then we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But when you look at that, the Manhattan Projects, the physicists behind it, and the midnight represents global catastrophe. That's what it means. That's what it means. So it's just interesting to me that it was 1947. We do a daily what ifs here on the Visual Disturbance channel a lot. We talk about what if and some wild conspiracies and what have you. But it's interesting it was 1947. We had around the same time the Book of Enoch was discovered. We had some things going out there in the East, in other countries, and certain other things that's been, let's just say, going on to this day. So it's very strange indeed that is the part of the Doomsday powers to be. So, when you look at this and you think about it, do a little deep dive into it, and you think about the purpose of it, and you think about the man-made technologies of it, and like I mentioned earlier, founded as I failed to mention this. A warning tool to measure how close humanity is in self-destruction from man-made technology. So basically, we have literally sucked so bad, excuse me to use that term, or we are deemed indigenous or inferior. Literally, I'm not blowing smoke toward anybody or making fun of anybody out there in the culture or the civilizations from past. I'm saying what they say about us today. So it's kind of strange. Kind of strange. So, the meaning, midnight, like I mentioned earlier, global catastrophe. The clock is not a prediction of the future, but an assessment of the current state of world safety and policy. So, when I go outside and look around, and especially right now, we're in an ice-like biome, Antarctica type of feeling here in the bluegrass state, where the bluegrass used to grow, but now it's all burned up. But it's been like that for a long time. But we have several inches of ice and all that good stuff on the good old state of Kentucky, and it is an ice-like tomb right now. So I guess we're being punished from the 1947 narrative and all the way up to modern day because we have not treated the earth good enough. Sorry, earth. Sorry that there's been powers that be that made the wrong decisions to do a little spray, make you go cray in the sky. I apologize for all mankind because some of them might not be human. But welcome to the Twilight Zone. So when you think about this, you think about really what this really is talking about, the primary purpose to serve, what it's serving, right? The universal recognized, the metaphor, and it's called to action. Sludge, excuse me. Urging leaders and the public to address man-made risks to prevent apocalypse. This just happened literally today. So I think it's today, excuse me. And 27th, right? Is it the 27th? But when you think about all this and you really prosper it all, I like this, right? I'm doing it on purpose. But you really put the purpose and the perspective on it, and you really think about where we really are in our reality. And I think about all the decisions that's went on, and then there's things that I can't help, and there's things that my family couldn't help in my historical bloodline. It's kind of ironic that we are literally getting like persecuted and, basically thrown in a corner and being isolated on all different factors of life. Okay, it seems like very strange. I mentioned earlier about the water reservoir. Do you have any food in your pantry? Do you have any generators? Do you have any bunkers? It's strange to me that there's these dark forces trying to take everything down. And when you think about civilizations throughout time, the days of antiquity, and you think about the stories you read in the biblical narrative, you think about there's nothing new under the sun. I'm mentioning Ecclesiastes. And you think about the Doomsday scenario, you look at Revelation, you look at all the different things that were literally supposedly happening very soon, and it seems very strange that they are happening, and it's like the pages are ripping off the page right now. But when you look at climate crisis and climate control, climate, this is another thing that this Manhattan project in 1947, this Doomsday clock, actually represents. Artificial intelligence, rapid deployment of autonomous weapon systems and AI-driven information warfare, destabilize nuclear command systems, bio threats, the convergence of AI and synthetic biology increases risk in lab accidents or intentional misuse of dangerous pathogens. Then you have warfare. And you have all these different things right now with misinformation. I just will say that. The erosion of truth through deep fakes and algorithmic bias hinders the global corporation needing to solve existential threats. And when I think about this, the existence of these threats and these things, it's been in Mockingbird Media. It makes you really think, well, it's really went down the last 25 years with the rabbit ears. You know what I'm saying, folks? I tried to be really serious during this broadcast. If you couldn't tell, wink, wink, you can't see my eyes, but I tried my best. And for pronouncing words and punctuation day, it's a little rusty. I'm still dusting the cobwebs off because it's been a while that I go back-to-back lives in a few days, So this has been fun. But yeah. So what do you guys think in the chat? Is it artificial takeover? Have we been literally cut off from humanity, and they're going to be, synthetic biology going to be popping off with bio threats, all these different things? And we are coming to the 2030 agenda. Are we stuck in this meat suit right now, and are we going to be transcended to a artificial intelligent biological frame, android body? I'm joking, folks. I'm joking. I do not want that for humanity. But have we been judged? by the powers that be. Is that what it is? Or is it literally more higher than that? Is it God judging us? Maybe. Maybe it's all the above. The devil's running around like a roaring lion. Absolutely. So, when you think about the timelines of this, and my slide, of course, failed, and you got to love it when you go live. But when you look at what happened and how to break this down, I'll just read it off to you guys. So, 1947, the primary reason we've been over a few seconds in this show tonight or this afternoon, initial setting was start of the Cold War. And then in 1991, furthest from midnight, and the end of the Cold War and signing of the start of one. And then 2023, 90 seconds, first time measured in seconds due to certain things over the east. And then 2025, 89 seconds. They couldn't do 88. They couldn't give me 88. It's frustrating. Continued lack of progress in climate and nuclear policy. I guess it was all those New Jersey alien craft. I guess that's where all the money goes. And the more money that goes and flows, the more we suffer. And the hands that move the hands, I'm talking about the arms of the clock, puts us more in a doomsday scenario. I guess it's whatever the sleight of hand is, folks. And whatever these individuals have the power to do, sway around like a magic wand, like on Harry Potter on steroids. It's got to be something like that, something of that magnitude. Maybe it's something to do with Aleister Crowley back in the day and when they was like opening a portal out there in the fields out there in the desert. And they called them the Great Chiefs, or they called them certain other things that makes Yoda blush on Star Wars. Okay, do a little sleight of hand and make a little portal open up. Maybe that's what we're dealing with here. Maybe. And then just literally just yesterday or today, somewhere in the time zone of somewhere, but a couple hours ago the news dropped. 2026, 85 seconds to midnight. 85 seconds to midnight. Heightened nuclear risk and disruptive tech. The reason why it's disrupted is because there's something miraculously happening in our skies, and they're disrupting technological flow. And to go buy a computer now, to buy some RAM, it costs you about $1,000. Sarcasm, but that's pretty much where we're headed. So any kind of communications or anything to that magnitude, we are literally being snuffed out. Okay, I hate to be the bearer of bad news when it comes to having the things we got now. To repair them, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and that's intentionally done on purpose. So we went through the timeline and everything about the historical stance on it, and this is something that was claimed. The clock, I'm going to say the paraphrase and actually say verbatim what it said here. But the clock, I finally got the slide to fix. The clock is not a death sentence. It is a warning. We have the power to turn back the hands, but only through the collective consciousness, urgent global action, right? The Bulletin Science and Security Board 2026. So let me ask y'all a really quick question here. We just did a broadcast just 2 days ago talking about, we talked about news is not for everybody. What didn't we talk about? We talked about a lot of things. We talked about turning back, time manipulation, time dilation, whatever you want to call it, that the powers that be have in their fingertips. Well, when I seen this quote, the clock is not a death sentence, it is a warning. We have the power to turn back time. I'm joking. We have the power to turn back the hands, but only through collective, urgent global action. It's almost like they're pushing it, folks. They're like wanting us to all think together, be in fear and dis-ease. Y'all heard me. Being in disease. Being in dis-ease, right? You're dis-eased. You're not at ease. You're panicking, pandemonium. You're freaking out. You don't have the necessities for certain reasons. We've been suppressed since the 1800s, but I'm just a good old boy from the bluegrass state trying to fight one day at a time to survive, even visually speaking, and trying to honor my family's heritage in a different way. And it is hard to do, very hard to do. But when I think about this, we have the power to turn back the hands, but only through the collective. And like I said earlier, I was like, the closer you get, the further I fall. I'll be pushing them hands back in no time at all. Well, guess what, folks? Guess what? Fly me in wherever this facility is, and I'll push that clock back 4 or 5 minutes back. And everybody will be okay, and I'll get online here or get out there behind the podium. We are 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 88 minutes further away from the midnight hour. We still got another 3,000 years, folks. Because it takes like 40 years to turn back them arms on that clock. You feel me, folks? You feel me? You feel me how much crazy this is? Or I took it this is the time travel capabilities. If we have time travel capabilities and we have turn back the time, turn one more time. You mean, it's really, I shouldn't even done that. That's pretty sad. I will never do it again on the record. Okay. But there was this stupid song, one more time. It was just really weird, right? I don't even know where that came from. That was just literally not, that wasn't even scripted. I don't script any of my broadcasts. Hello, folks. But anyways, we have the power to turn back the hands. So I guess, Doc Ock or, anybody, I guess, Barracuda, was it Buckaroo Banzai? I guess they had the ability to go 88 miles an hour and turn back the hands of time, right? If you remember, we did a real serious broadcast about the turning back the hands of time. We talked about that in the time travel program on the Back to the Future, decoding and all that. Get into some, interesting topics when we talk about those deep dives we take on FOJC over there. So, yeah. So if we turn back the hands of time, if we're able to manipulate, if we're able to do the gray decree, if we're able to do a little spray in the sky and get everybody in panic and nobody knows how to even get to the store without their GPS or even now to articulate how to get their vehicle out of the yard or how to prepare for a literally horrible disaster or just have regular warm clothes on without the AI telling you. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was like 1999 or something with fast internet speeds. No, we've lost all connection to reality. All connection to reality. Yeah, questions. That's a good question. I had question bullet, but it messed up on some of the writing there. So I have some questions for myself and questions for you all. Is it just all a big psyop, like everything? Like when it comes to the powers that be and everything? Because let me just throw something out here. If we could do things like other folks do, we can categorize them on cultural stance, on religion stance, on all these different stance. But if we put them in a category and we start segregating them out, guess what we just did? I'm sorry. This category of folks, this religious group or whoever has skills that once was back in the day when it goes back to the Tower of Babel, back to the days of Adam and Eve and all those back to the days of Noah. We work together as a unit, right? And it's interesting that we get segregated out and split apart, and all these folks have all this different hidden knowledge and stuff to do with agriculture or building, different. We went, from stone, mason, whatever, to steel, whatever, to make industrial age blush, or excuse me, yeah. You feel me, folks? We get separated in all those different categories, and now we don't even know where we're at. We're literally watching. Okay, another thing. I'm going to say something here to not really be offensive. I can't process waking up and be like, I am going to turn back the hands of time now, or I'm going to turn them up further. I'm going to push them arms closer to midnight and put everybody in stress. I just don't know how. Forgive me. I want to clarify there. I want to ask for you two's forgiveness. I don't want to ever disrespect somebody, but I don't understand how the mentality in waking up and doing a skit or doing a, big podium, right? And you're sitting there and everybody's like, we are 80 something seconds to midnight. And then we're talking about humanity's getting ready to be destroyed, destructive. You know why we are? Like I said earlier, we've been divided. We've been split up into a billion pieces and so fragmented all across the land. We can't even go outside without a phone. We can't even do anything, and it seems anymore. And forgive me, I'm not scoffing. This goes to generalized public. I fall in that category too. It's called laziness. I don't know. Probably a lot of different things. And I think a lot of it is to do with when you're in disease, like you're in dis-ease. when I say disease or disease, it almost sounds the same because my country accent. Hello. But one has to ponder, folks. Like, really has to really dig deep on this whole topic. Like, if we work together, if we build together, if we love one another, we would dominate. But somebody got paid today to turn back, or excuse me, pull the hand closer to 80 something seconds to midnight. In my brain, I know I hit my head all those years ago and I got visual issues. But I'm here cognitively and sharp as I'll, get out when it comes to Kentucky language, okay? A lot of folks yesterday or the day before said, man, there must be some good drugs up there in Kentucky. There was a lot of commentary. It was just very, it was kind of comical to listen to or watch or whatever. But it's just kind of uncalled for, really. But when you have an analytical mindset and you're trying to focus and trying to really gurgitate and chew on all this stuff and vomit half of this stuff out in this world, it's very traumatizing. So, and that's why I want everybody to be alert. How can you go and just be like, I pull back an arm and do this huge presentation? I don't understand. Help me understand. Comment below. Please. Can somebody tell me? Comment below. Or comment in the chat. Can somebody tell me what drives a person to do that? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And getting back, if we didn't have to be separated and segregated all across the nation, all across the world, we could have built a future from the past. We could have built something really good. But we went from barbaric to intuitiveness. I am the superior authority. And we still listen to the same historical bloodline to this day. When somebody says we're in this together, they never leave. They hardly leave. Okay, they don't do it's weird. Okay, the salt trucks salt this road that leads to the mansions, while the peasants can't get there to their location. It's just all messed up. Everything's messed up. Psychological warfare. Everybody's so knowledgeable. Everybody knows everything. Everybody will put judgmental state. Everybody will put themselves in place real quick and say they know every single facet of reality. So you explain to me, how does the precipitation come down like it has? How does the clock hands move? And if I don't know about the clock hands, or you don't know about the clock hands, how do I know that we're on seconds away to midnight? How did the folks know that back in the day? Seriously, let's just say 55. Why not? Let's go back to the future. I could just imagine. Just hear me out. I didn't even know about the Doomsday Clock until years ago. But I remember my family would be like, we're in the end times. We're not going to make it past 2000. We made it, folks. We might have jumped ship and went through a time distortion field, right? But seriously, where are we? People was talking about the rapture. People talking about all this stuff that was going to happen. And it never happened because, well, some of those topics, that's for a later date and later show. We don't want to get into controversy here on the channel or a conflict. But when it talks about parting back like a scroll and looking at the mighty King of Kings rolling, y'all know, yeah, people out there that knows me from FOJC side of things. There's just something about the atmosphere and the energy and the shifting of reality. It's like we have gave up, which we had abundant of knowledge. We gave up. So I can only imagine if I was a youngster and I heard this on TV, like literally, folks, guard your kids' minds, okay? Guard them. Guard their minds. Remember to talk about on the biblical side of things about planting seed and having, literally, if you think about it on a scientific level, talking about scientists, your neural pathways, embedding memories, you reap what you sow with type of thing. These are fear. It's fear all the time. Fear we don't have water. Fear we don't have milk. Fear we don't have bread. Fear we don't have drywall. Fear we don't have water. Whatever it is. We don't have a pond. We don't have this. We don't have that with the car insurance. Whatever it is. Fear, fear, fear. Fear, 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 fear all the time. It's like beep, 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 fear everywhere. It's getting old. It's getting old. I'm subjected to the same stuff. For real. Conquering and overcoming things and be able to endure to the end, it is unrealistic. It's unbelievable, folks. It's unbelievable. It's not impossible, but it's unbelievable, especially when you have something happen to you. So we're all the time in dis-ease, and we can't think, and we listen to powers that be that shift our minds into believing something. And if, like I said, if I could time travel back to the 1955 around here, people would be like, man, the weather's real good, the crops are real good, the tobacco's flowing, the cows are flowing, the chickens are flowing, everything's flowing. The tigers and the bears, oh my, they're all flowing. Everything's growing. The garden's got grapes the size of hubcaps. And they, literally, there's about, 8 years went by past that, since 1947. Click. We're watching it. We're watching the clock hands. And here's my great grandfather. Plow that yard, boys. Here's the horses, and there's no generators, no hardly any electricity. Yeah. We gotta survive. We're gonna die if the plants don't grow. We're gonna die. It's the apocalypse. But today, click, 85 seconds. We're on the clock. I'm sorry, folks. I'm so sorry, man. If I'm coming off as a little harsh, and I'm not trying to be judgmental at all. I'm trying to be serious in a very serious matter here, really, but comical too, and laugh a little bit because it's so bizarre. I've never in my life heard it. If my old folks of old time, if they had a lot of knowledge and intelligence stands to them, more than you'll know, more than anybody knows, until I started going back and in my memory bank, because I can recall about anything, and I remember things that my great grandparents and these older folks, these elders of old would say, and they was doing things that was like almost like what you study Tartaria, the Tartars. You go back to different cultures, but we're sitting here all hillbillied out like Hatfield and McCoy with their guns and sling and all this stuff, and they're on their porch guarding their fields because there's going to be a thief in the night take all their crops. We got UFOs back then and everything. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, they're like, we got us a craft. 1960, baby. See you in 60 years. We will disclose this information. Ford and Chevy. Like a rock. Everybody's like fighting over Ford and Chevy. Y'all get what I'm saying? We're divided. We've been divided by propaganda, divided by subliminal messaging, ads, and everything. It's like Roadrunner it was Roadrunner, Blade Runner back in the day. Gaslight. Everybody got the gaslight out. I'm sorry to ramble on here, folks. It's just I don't understand. I really don't. Help me out here, folks. Help me out. Because either the magnetic fields are off, or there's a scientist right now saying, we're going to do a show on this, but where they divided the clouds and they looked through the atmosphere and pulled back the veil, pulled back the stars, moved Orion out of the way, moved Draco out of the way, sucked it through a algorithmic type of artificial intelligence, shot out a thing and said they knew where the location of heaven was, folks. We are literally... You know what I said earlier? About the Aleister Crowley? He goes up, he's like, hey, great chieftain. No. I am here. Could y'all imagine that?
Greetings, Earthlings. E.T. phone home. I love you. I propagated everything in the 80s. Made $1 million. Now you're going to go to Hades.
I mean, that's how bad it really is. It's the Greys are like this. I am the Brazilian tribal leader out, the Brazilian folks. Shout out to Brazil, man. Any of that tribe out there, they're like Manakuabu, the people that take you to the dark place, the shell, the hell, kill, death, and destruction. We get the face peelers, we got everything, right? We have presented this material on Visual Disturbance. Unbelievable. It's crazy. It's hard for me to even do a show anymore. I'm being sarcastic. Actually, it's great to do a show anymore because I could probably get on here if my eyes would let me, if they would permit me to be able to do it and stay the course. If I could do a show every hour. Well, welcome everybody. Sorry about this. Is not a replay. We just had a literally portal. We had a unidentified flying object fly out of the Montana and was appearing over there in Argentina at the same time. This is the stuff I see. This is the stuff that they're talking about. This is, and I'm sorry to get off the topic, really, but it all relates as a network. All this related net, right? Stay in your homes. Prepare for total annihilation. I know the world's bad. I know there's things I don't talk about on this channel that's going on up north from me. I get it. We got exploding. We got exploding trees. We got folks out in the streets. We don't even know where we're at. We're all fighting over still on an Xbox, a PS5, whatever type of narrative you can get into and fight over everybody in a judgmental mindset. And like I say all the time on this channel, be a better human. My goodness. I mean, it's just that easy. It's that easy. We're destructive with our own mind. We destroy things with what somebody else has taught us and goes, bow before me, kiss my ring. Destruction, 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 total annihilation. Seriously. Seriously. But yeah, there's probably Indian tribal leaders right now saying, the folks out west, you know, I'm trying to do a good impression without disrespecting them. The folks out west in the western states are getting abducted, visited by the Greys, the Nephilim, the Raphaim, whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to throw them in there, the demons, the extraterrestrial, the celestial, the whatever type of celestial, whatever gateway portal, whatever you want to perceive to your light spectrum and your brain conduit, aka your brain cortex, hemisphere, whatever you want to relate to. That stuff's a thing. Or is it? There's some big folks out there, big dogs out there talking about that's not even a thing. Like they're saying it's not real. They say it's all miraculously made up and imaginary friends of humanity. But let me divert you back to the mainstream media and everything are bringing up this Aleister Crowley stuff and talking about portals and gateways and supernatural abilities and all these different things, these mechanisms. So what I'm getting at here, not to just keep ranting, but that's my rant for right now. But when I see this right here on the screen, that has to be something to get me to pull that arm back, or forward, I mean, every time they tell me. I can't grasp it. Maybe I'm just the dumbest human that ever walked this earth. A lot of people think that. That's okay. Your opinion, there you go. It's your opinion. So whatever. But the thing is, there's more to life than pulling back some clock hands. There's more to life than putting everybody in literally panic mode every 5 seconds. There's more to life than doing these things that don't make no sense. So I have to think like this. What if, it's not a what if program, what if this is like a Tron narrative? We have AI back in the day. Let's just get it with it, folks. We've had AI for years. And it has literally put out something to literally tell people to do this. Like they have to do it. It just baffles me. I'm not making fun of any of the people that are involved in this. I'm just literally blown, mind boggled. Just, we have moved them back. It doesn't make any logic to me, folks. Maybe I'm just a crazy nut, but it just does not work. It's not good. There's no good. Makes no sense. Probably some folks on here, and God forbid if that's the case, I hope you guys are not on here saying, oh my gosh, bro, this is so bad. I'm actually telling you not to fret, not to fear, not to be like in disarray and be like, oh my gosh, we got to prepare. Don't even worry about this nonsense. This is, it's cool, whatever, let them do their thing, whatever it is, respect it all, not to make fun, not to be sarcastic, not to drag their name in the mud. That is not my point at all. I'm actually just asking if there was an individual on that committee that could come on the show right now and literally be interviewed by me. I would literally ask them, why do you do this? This would be the first question. I'd probably ask them 5 times. That's probably the only 5 questions that I ask them. Why do you do this? I don't understand. Let me know. Is there something that we need to know? And you know what else? What I'm saying? There's something about something. and I'm going to try to wordplay it as much as possible. There is individuals that have knowledge that far perceives our own, and we have been left in the dark for about 200 to 300 years. And there's a group of individuals that are probably watching this like the Truman Show right now. They're like, that poor peasant, that bluegrass state, dirty, rotten sinner, dirt, mat, dragged out, dirt, trash, whatever historical line, ancestral DNA. They're probably saying every single thing about who I am. For real. Just playing it like a fiddle, like the Truman Show. Okay? But whoever these folks or these entities or these 700 trillion, you hear all these terms that there's people that you don't even know about. You know, you hear about the Rothschilds, you always these big families, God bless them, whatever. You know, God bless those folks. You pray for your folks. You pray for everybody. But there's somebody above those folks, and there's somebody above those folks. I'm talking about gazillions of dollars. There's empires we've never heard of. And I have to ponder. Why? There is just so much more to do on this world, and I just literally can't even process that. Why? There's no reason. And then a big shout out to the Amish folks out there. There's a good crew of Amish folks here in the good old bluegrass state. And they survive every single silly cataclysm or whatever. They're prepped and prepared for 200 years and survived. We can't go outside. Something's wrong. Something's wrong with our reality. We're being tied to all kinds of nonsensical ideology, and it is just pure out of the ordinary. I don't understand it. What has happened to humanity? So what I'm saying, what I'm suggesting, that nothing against these folks. There's a power of a power of a power of powers that be. I'm talking about cosmic clearance folks, cosmic clearance families that literally probably go back to the ancient days of antiquity. They're running this ship, they're rolling this ship, and we're sitting here all just, and we can't even barely get a gallon of water. We can't even get the right ingredients. We can't even get stuff that will make us survive for a long period of time, longevity or anything. And we got to hear this. And it's kind of ironic that there's individuals that starts with a D. It's an organization out there in the other countries, and they meet. They just met just the other day. And then this stuff happens. Think about it. I don't think the timing on it is just coincidental. But we're living in a little fairyland and watching all this stuff that just blows your mind, and a lot of it, 98% of it, is just sludge in the sewer pipe. And we're subjected to this on a daily basis. And you know, when it talks about this in the Bible, a sound mind. Protect your mind. Take every thought captive. Make sure you protect your mind. There's people out there that are not even Christian, or they're not even biblically sound, and they are talking now about biblical principles, and they're agnostics or whoever they are. They're saying protect your brain, put a shield over your brain, put a toboggan over your head, an EMF, right? Don't get inundated with all these signals. It's got to be like that, folks. It's got to be like that. I know I went long on this rant, but to be able to get up and say, I'm going to pull back something, there has to be a control more than your own. It makes no sense. Our free will is being like clipped. We don't know if we're able to we can't even function. We can't function. We can't function, folks. Do you have your AI? That's what you're going to be hearing soon. Do you have your AI? Crazy times indeed. What's your AI signature? That kind of thing. Yeah, it's insane. Yes, Tanya. I refuse to let them steal my joy, peace, and happiness. That's exactly right. And that's good. I'm gonna turn the script here. Even though I'm talking about this doomsday stuff and all this literally death and destruction is what I would call it, it is not what I'm doing this program for is to tell you all about it if you're not informed about it. You'll probably hear more about it here this afternoon. But literally, God bless these folks. Whatever they have to do this for, whatever it is, I'm not making fun of this. Let me just make sure I clarify that. I'm not making fun of these folks. I'm not making fun of any situation. If that's what they're led to do, if that's what they're called to do, if that's whatever the power, whatever it is that they have to do, if that's what their job is, roll on. But when we're doing this for entertainment purposes only, and getting kind of like the light bulb switch, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, that this is not normal, okay? This is not normal. If I got on here every day, right? So you notice like a lot of times I've not done as many serious programs on here because literally the last few months have been just pure insanity in my realm. And I promised somebody that I would just be joyful and exciting and just upbeat, joke around, use my humorous terminology, and literally just roll with it and try to just be a different individual for the family, the historical bloodline. I was just going to roll and flow with it and never stop. So I've been like this, real goofy. I'll make commentary about movie, films, or cultural stance, or pop culture, music. I'll include it into my presentation, literally off the cuff. This all comes off the cuff. And I do that because I know you guys are always here at Visual Disturbance. You're always so open to be here. You're like, live, like here he is. And I'm so thankful for that. I really am. But I had to change it up a little bit because I've been going through so many, I've seen so much evil. I've seen a lot of death. I've seen things that just really would change a person. And I wanted to hang on because I promised somebody that I would be a light to the world and be really upbeat. So here's the upbeat part, Tanya. I'm glad you got me out of that funk. I was going down the Doomsday device. So I get on here, be upbeat, just friendly, be real, just be who I am. And this is the way I act in real life. And just be upbeat, But I can tell you right now, there is days and days that go throughout the week that I am not. My body cannot function. I am just completely lethargic. I am completely just like in the bed. And then I see this stuff like days later. If I have a little bit enough umption in me and energy, I'm going to try to bring my A game and say, folks, just laugh a little bit. It's just, I always say this all this time when I was younger and then up even to modern time. I was like, I'm always the guy or the kid when I was little. If I see a stick, like literally just a stick hit the ground or hit the side of the house or something when I was young or whatever, it literally doesn't take much to get, to make me laugh. Like I just have a good time. And I'm glad that I can incorporate that and literally I hope just me being me, I hope that shows you guys that I'm not nobody special, right? I'm not nobody special, but I'm just Visual Disturbance, Brian Reese, trying to do the best he can to walk through this world. And if I could just help people be uplifting and upbeat and not be in disarray and be like, it's the Doomsday. Did you hear what Billy or Johnny or whoever they said that was on the television? Did you see what they did? Did you see how they are? I can't live no more. Papaw was right back in 1920. And it's happening right now. It's all doom and gloom. The green beans are off the shelf. And then all of a sudden, Hatfield McCoy comes off the chains up here in the spiritual, territorial spirits. Ancestral DNA. Let's go after them. The great chief, Aleister Crowley. Yeah, the chieftains are here. The little gray aliens, the demons, or the extraterrestrials. Unlock cheat code. The Reese family. It's called Christ. Jump through the hills, jump through the loops. Cheat code implemented. Enable the cheat code. Dodge and weave the Nunahi. But seriously, folks, nothing is what it seems. The world has literally come off the rails. The track dissipated into a vibratory rate of alien craft come and sucked it up into the back of the shaft of the sewage pipe, and it's just so insane. It is insane. It is insane, folks. So, like I said before, insane in the membrane, and it absolutely is. It is absolutely to that level. And I have a few things I'm going to say real quick before I conclude the broadcast. I want to thank you all so very much for being here. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this thing out. But I'm going to give a few heads up on some things. The other day I mentioned something. Two things. I did not quit. Listen to me, my accent's terrible. I did not quit FOJC. I don't have anything against David or nothing. that rumor was kind of crazy. I don't know why that rumor was going around, but there's nothing there. I've had to have some help with that because, well, all this stuff been going on. I've been visually drained, upset, had all kinds of things, families, personal things happen, the last 2 months, and my dad, and there was other issues, other things that happened with my wife, a lot of sadness, but we're still staying strong, and it was just overwhelming, so it's just been kind of hard to even produce anything. So it's felt good to be on here. It's felt good to be on here the last few days, and it's always a pleasure getting on this channel here. I wouldn't have this channel if it wasn't for you guys. I said that the other day. If I didn't have you guys on here every time I go live, wouldn't be able to have this. It means more than you know when you show up. It means more than you know. It ain't about money. It ain't about fame. It ain't about vanity. It's about humanity. It's about who we are. It's about what we need to be. It's about who we can become. And when we all come together here and just literally cut up and have some good times, hopefully y'all do. Get you a cup of coffee. Hopefully you don't spill on the floor because you laugh so hard, because you enjoy the program so much. I'm trying, folks. I really am. I'm just trying to be a better person, trying to be a better light to the world. And I'm thankful every single day for you guys. Seriously. But give a few shout outs here. The last few folks that just chimed in here. Tanya, I gave you a shout out earlier, but I'm going to do it again. Amanda, Diana, Paul, Johnny Kirk, always good to seeing you. Let's see here. Gwen. And 7 Minutes of Freedom. Thanks for thank you. And then, VW Blue Sky, thank you for the super chat. I did not see that until now. Thank you so very much for that super chat, and it helps keep the Visual Disturbance channel going, so bless you. Thank you for that super chat, and just thank you for the support, folks. Hit that like button, subscribe, share this thing out. Thank y'all truly from the bottom of my heart for being here with me, and let's just keep it real and keep it fresh and stay away from the mess and not be worried about all this rhetoric. It's insane. It's insane. If we controlled what we knew and what we can do around us in our circumference, if we could control it, like in a way, like it means like help thy neighbor. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Do better. We could be a strong society. Go ask the Amish folks. They're doing great. They have their problems, like all humans do. But they're surviving. While we're over here worried about the stores closing. So, forgive me for that. If it offends you, that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to say that we should be more persevering through things and more stronger through things and unity and love and actually taking the initiative to do things, and you would see the changes for humanity. It would. But we're being, like I say, we're being taught to hate each other and throw discord out 24/7 and let the media and the powers that be rip us apart. And now here we are searching and marveling for something new. We want the Doomsday to happen. We want this. We want that. We want this. But we've had it the whole entire time. We've just been told a lie to light that match to literally desecrate humanity. That's what's happened. That's what's happened. That's what's happened. And that's why we're in the state we're in. That's where we're at. So, with that being said, Paul, I got you the last time there. The Paul at the end there. And then Lester. And all those good old folks. Bright Light. And Christina from Colorado. Oh, then Rex Leak Project. I see him at the very top. What's up? He said, hello, bro. Yeah, good shout out to Rex Leak Project. Subscribe if you haven't. I don't have the link in the description, but go check out the Rex Leak Project. The Leak Project. No. But yeah, cool dude. Great guy. He teaches and he shows a lot of wild stuff, but you'll be intrigued if you like a certain conspiracy, but straight up telling facts along the way. So check it out. Give him a shout out there if you have ever checked out Rex League Project. So, y'all be blessed. Be a better human. Yeah, that's right. Dudley, Dudley Wicker, and VW Blue Sky. God bless you. Diane King. God bless you. Love the what ifs. Y'all, I did. Oh, and Betty Bevan. Betty, thank you. Hey, Betty, recovering from a knee surgery, been skipping me. Oh, man. I'm praying for you, Betty. Thank you for sharing that. I can tell you, I know what that means for going through things. We are going through it over here, but y'all keep it real over there, wherever you're from, Betty. And I hope you're well. I hope you recuperate and recover quickly. But yeah, Bright Light. Thanks. Didn't know this channel. It came on and saw the glasses and thought, I know who that is. Bright Light. Thank you. Yeah, welcome to Visual Disturbance, everybody. There's so many folks out there that don't even know I have a channel. I've had it for several years. Thank you for being here. Thank you. On the FOJC side, Midnight Ride side, thank you guys so very much. But yeah, Bright Light. Yep, and then VW, excuse me. I messed up thank you for the super chats. Blessings to you. It must be West Virginia. I hope so. West Virginia folks, blue sky. I don't know how much blue sky you're getting. It's a little dark and gloomy over in the Bluegrass State. But yeah. But Denise, yes, love wins. But I'm going to jump off here, folks. I hate to take up more of y'all's time because guess what? It's been a pleasure for being on here and you all being able to be here with me. It's a pleasure. I thank you so much. I'm very honored that you guys come on here. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all come on here and stick it out with me here this afternoon. So thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you all for all these super chats. I got to get off of here because y'all are blessing me too much. I'm just very thankful. I don't know what to say. Thank you for doing that. Seriously, thank you. It helps. I promise you it helps. But yeah, take care of Betty over that knee injury and get a recovery and full swing and all that good stuff. And I guess I'll jump off here. Yeah, I appreciate all the good commentary and compliments, but guess what? This good old boy is visually disturbed. How about you? But welcome to Visual Disturbance. Subscribe, share this thing out. And thank you all so very much for being here. But Visual Disturbance, I am out of here. Be blessed. Stay safe out there, folks, because things are just insane. The temperature changes, the storms, the ice, the hurricanes, the freeze quakes, the volcanoes. Oh, my, the exploding trees. How much more insane can we go down the rabbit hole, folks? But welcome to 2026. Visual Disturbance, I am out of here.
Got one that can see.